It's a Bandsy remix, page 444.
So welcome back, take 444, still in the seas, and playing in the background we have the wonderful Crystal Syphon with Family Evil. This was released in 2012 on Roratorio Records. Nothing of theirs came out at the time. This was recorded in '67. Fantastic psych pop, reminiscent of Strawberry Alarm Clock, that type of thing. Californian band. So side A is, which you're listening to, was recorded in a proper recording studio. Side B was rehearsal tapes, but they're also very good sound quality. That's actually from August '68. And then there's 3 tracks that were recorded at the Fillmore West in January '68. Which are also very good quality recordings. Great band. Should have had more promotion behind them at the time. They could have done stuff, but alas, as many of these bands just didn't go anywhere. Another example is the Crystal Circus. Apologies for the appalling sleeve. That's somebody's idea of psychedelia, not mine. So this is a band who recorded a single on All American Records, which is they were label mates to the Strawberry Alarm Clock. Don't know much else about them. A Californian band, presumably they're on Karma, and this is great stuff as well. This is psych pop, sort of incense and peppermints type sound on a lot of it, a lot of farfisa organ, that type of thing. Needs a reissue in a better sleeve with some more information on it, because it doesn't tell you really anything on the back. But check it out if you haven't heard of them. They're a decent band. Next we come over to the UK, and this is Zar, their self-titled album from 1970. They were originally a pop band called Tuesday's Children. It came out in Fontana. They got no, this is the reissue obviously, they got no promotion at all. And they sunk without a trace, which is an absolute shame because it's a fantastic record. Huge amounts of mellotron on here. It's a kind of like with that it's kind of like a Moody Blues, late 60s Moody Blues sound, but they're really good. It's a fantastic record. I highly recommend this. It's been reissued loads and loads of times, but check it out. It's got an odd cover that may have had something to do with why it didn't get promoted, but it just sunk without a trace, and it's crying shame. Next up is an album, just showing it for the cover really. Biggie with Canned Heat. Great psychedelic cover there. So this is on Liberty. There we go, on Liberty. This is it's not a psychedelic record in as much as that it doesn't have the usual tropes, but it's recorded in the late 60s, not sure what year it is, but this is an Indian copy from the Gramophone Company of India, which is quite unusual. Yeah, great cover. I'm partial to a bit of early Canned Heat. Next up we have Circus, a band from the UK, 1969. Great inner sleeve there on Transatlantic. There we go. Quite hard to find now, quite expensive album. So this is a psychedelic jazz fusion, rock. They had a residency at the Marquee. They fell apart when Mel Collins, who was the this chap here, flute player, sax player, he went off to join King Crimson. But this is great. It starts off with a cover of a 7-minute cover of Norwegian Wood, which usually people covering the Beatles is a bit of a no-no for me. But they do a really good stretched out version of it, and it's yeah, they would have been great live. Circus. Next up we have Circus 2000. That's an Italian band from late 60s, early 70s. So this came out in 1970. It's not an original copy. I've never seen an original copy. So this is Italian psych prog. That's the label. Yeah, female vocals. It's pretty good. If anything, she's probably the weak link in the band, but she's a good vocalist, and they're very competent musicians. A little bit trippy, spacey. That's their first album. The next one came out in '72. Circus 2000, An Escape from a Box. This is an Akama reissue. This is probably more spacey, I would say, than the last one. More space rock on it. That's the inside gatefold. Apparently they were quite. I don't know very little about Italian prog, but they're Italian music scene, but they were quite a big deal. Sort of going from the beat groups of the 60s to the prog of the early 70s. That was they were sort of a band that made that progression and helped the rest of the scene move on. Or so I've read. Next up we have Captain Beyond. This is an original with the lenticular cover, very hard to get hold of now. It didn't used to be that uncommon on Capricorn Records. But yeah, this is another group that really didn't go anywhere. They were reasonably popular, but they should have been much bigger. So they're in US and UK band. Rod Evans, the singer, was the original singer with Deep Purple, and the guitarist Rhino Reinhardt, Larry Reinhardt, was the guitarist in Iron Butterfly. So they have good pedigree, and this is good. It's a sort of hard rock, prog rock, psychedelic, space rock. It's one of those albums that touches all bases in that in that time. It came out in what I think is can't remember when it came out actually. 71, I think. Can't remember. No, I don't know. A long while ago. I can't find out when it came out. Yeah, Captain Beyond. They released several albums. This is the first and best, in my opinion, that I've heard. Lastly, we have a band. Let me get these in the right order. So this is Clark-Hutchinson. So this is on Akama. This is a reissue from 2004. It originally came out in 1969. I bought this when I heard about them. They're a great band. So this is a duo on this album. It's mostly improvised guitar, and it's really good. Sort of, you can imagine people sitting around their flat in smoking weed in Notting Hill, listening to this sort of thing in the early 70s, late 60s. It's got that vibe. It's a good record. Really enjoy it. And then I managed to find an original, which was I got it for. I don't know how much I paid for it, but probably a tenner or something like that. Bought it quite a long while ago. It's a stereo version. It has the stereo inner sleeve. If I can get it back in there. It's on Decca Nova. So it's one of those albums that has the cutout for the stereo in blue and the mono is red. So this is yeah, the same album but an original, and they released 2 albums, and in Germany they put them out as a twofer. So 8 equals MH Squared is their first album, and Retribution is the second, and this came out on Dirham as well. This is a German copy, although the liner notes are in English. So with the second album, Retribution, they have as you can see, they have a proper band with them. So the first album has a lot of overdubs and stuff on it, but and the first album, in my opinion, is the better one of the 2, but they're both really good, hairy psych acid rock from 1969, 1970. I'm sure people are quite familiar with this album, or the cover at least, because it's pretty well known. Check it out. That's all for this week. There'll be some more soon. Stay tuned, and I'll see you then. Bye.